So we have a feature on our site. It's called the Socialite Seven, and we just ask you like 7 random questions. And the first one is, what is your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is probably, I would say, time management and communication. Like, if you say you're going to show up and be somewhere, communicate with me. Because I've realized so much more lately, especially with people in LA, like, time is their own space. It's like, oh, yeah, I'll be there at 7. I'm sitting there and twiddling my thumbs. And I'm like, where are you at? And then an hour and a half later, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I forgot to text you. I'm like, well, no, you didn't. So it's just time management and communication are probably my biggest pet peeves that I've had to deal with recently.
Okay. So if you woke up tomorrow and you had a new superpower or a talent that you don't already possess, what would you want that to be?
Uh, I would probably say like super strength. If I woke up with one tomorrow, and it's just because like I think that I've always like cared about protecting the people around me, and I carry like the weight of the world on my shoulders sometimes, and that comes from friends, family, fans, whatever. And I just want to make sure I can always like protect everyone, and that's my biggest thing. I think my biggest fear in life is losing the people that I care about most. So like having a power where I could like be able to save people like that I care about would be the coolest thing.
Okay. What are 3 things that you can't live without?
3 things I can't live without. I would say probably one immediately is my family. That's like they're everything to me. They're my biggest, fan supporters. And if I'm going through something, they're always there for me. Food. I'm a big foodie. I love food. Can't live without that. And I don't think anybody can. And then obviously, like I want a relationship and a partner. So like some type of love or physical connection. I like PDA when it's with the right person, but just having like a real good like connection with a partner is very important to me.
Okay. If you were going to write your own autobiography, what would you want it to be called?
Oh goodness. That's a great question. Probably how to find true love. I don't know because I'm not doing too good at that right now. So
Well, you could call it The Powers of Love or something like that. I don't know.
yeah,
Just throwing it
yeah,
out there.
yeah. I'm gonna work on that one. That's actually something to think about.
Okay. What is the weirdest question you've been asked? And you can throw in one of mine if it's been one of them.
Wow, that's a great question. I've well, I don't know. I don't really. It's such a thing. Like I've had so many questions asked that it's like I don't know what's weird anymore because everything's just become so normalized. I've had people ask if I like if I'm like an emotionally depressive person constantly because I cry so much on TV. Like I get so emotionally invested. Like and it's people that'll come up to me in person and they'll just be like, "Hey, like, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" They're like, "Well, you just are always like crying. You're emotional on TV." And I'm like, "No, no, no, no." I'm like, "It's eye drops, I swear." But it's actually me crying. And then I get asked all the time. They're like, "Wow, like, you like really such an asshole?" And I'm like, "They're not like weird questions. It's just uncomfortable." And then they're like, "I don't really like you." And but can I get a picture with you? And I'm like, so I get a lot of just like weirdly, I think sometimes like mean questions, and I don't know how to handle it. But to me, it's just I think everything's become so normalized since I've been in this field for the last few years. So nothing really catches me off guard anymore. I'm just like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So, what is your biggest accomplishment so far, do you feel?
my biggest accomplishment is probably finally like creating a good circle of like people I trust and can be around because since I've went through this process in the show, I got taken advantage of a lot. Whether it was in a relationship standpoint or trusting people too much and getting screwed over. And now I just have a really great, like, solidified group of friends, a really amazing grounding of people that like I can do anything around, and I don't have to worry about like it being exposed. And when I first did the shows, it was like, and after me and Giannina broke up from Perfect Match, I dated somebody, and the day after we broke up, they made a TikTok about our entire relationship, right? So having trust. My biggest accomplishment is learning how to be a stronger individual without being an asshole, and
Okay.
building just a good foundation around me. And that's been one of the biggest accomplishments I've created in my life over the last few years, because that was really hard for me after all this, I guess you want to call it fame, or whatever you want to call it. It was
Yeah.
just it was really hard to find good people that you can trust in your life and in your circle. So
Okay. And the last one is, what's the best piece of advice you've been given?
the best piece of advice I've probably been given: if better is possible, good is not enough. And there's a lot of good things in life, but I'm always striving for better. And I've also, I was going through some hard times, and somebody said, in time, this too shall pass. And it's like, you're struggling with something now, but in a year from now, you're not even going to think twice about that. So me being able to create better out of a good situation, and me learning that things that are happening now that are really hard, no matter what you're facing in life, that in a little bit of time, it will pass. You just have to get through the now. So